Good evening everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Officer Sarah 24/7. So how are you all? Let me know. So welcome to the channel, and this is your series, that is Achiever series for IE IFS subject that happens Monday to Saturday at 7 p.m. only on Officer Sarah 24/7. So welcome to the channel, and I will be your mentor for IE IFS as well as for PPB for your JAIIB paper. Now if I talk about this particular series, we have started this series on 4th of December, and today I will be taking 5th class. This is our 5th class in which we are discussing the 5th unit of your module A. So we are going as per module A. Then we will complete B, then C and D. This is how we are going to cover the whole syllabus in YouTube. But again, if I'm talking about we are going to cover whole syllabus, it's not like each and every concept will be covered. This is a kind of session where we will be discussing most important questions on the basis of most important topics of your units. Okay, but again, this session will be helping you to practice the questions, to know what actually the subject is, but do not totally depend on these sessions to clear your paper. Okay, do make sure that you have to cover the conceptual study of, you have to read line by line in the book that have been given by the IFBA. So do make sure you practice these questions, but having conceptual understanding overall in detail. Okay, so this is all. This is our 5th class, and before starting every session I tell you that which particular topic we are going to discuss today. So our today's topic is infrastructure, including social infrastructure, that is the unit 5 of module A. If I talk about module A, it have 11 units. How many units it have? It have 11 units, and these 11 units we will be covering every day. Now unit number 5, infrastructure including social infrastructure, we are talking about. So before moving towards the questions, let's discuss the basic of this particular chapter. First of all, when it comes to the infrastructure, what actually the infrastructure is? Infrastructure is simply your that we can call something that helps you to reach from one place to another, or that's something that gives you the growth or the development of the country. So infrastructure includes your roads, your buildings, your pipelines, your let's say for example your airports, your ports, your railways, etc. Everything, your national park, your biodiversities, your schools, your hospitals, everything is infrastructure. So whatever we need to survive as a external things, that is known as your infrastructure. The studio in which I am taking class here, this is also infrastructure. So infrastructure is a kind of requirement for each and every country to have an economic development. And if I talk about economic growth, infrastructure is very important. I can say it's a fundamental for the economic growth. And why I am saying so? So let's discuss this basic first. If I am talking about If I am talking about infrastructure, what infrastructure is actually, we have discussed, it's the requirement for the economic development, and it's the primary source that gives you the economic growth. So you can see here, when it comes to the economic growth, what is actually economic growth? Economic growth is increasing, so it means you can say whenever the production of goods and services is increasing, that's your economic growth. So economic growth simply represents the increase in the national output, increase in the goods and services production in a certain financial year. So whenever your GDP is increasing, that's your economic growth. And when your GDP increases, when your production is increasing, so increase in the goods and services production is actually your economic growth. You can call it the increase in the national output, you can call it like increase in the economic goods and services, all that is economic growth, right? Now every country is dependent on the market forces. Now what are the market forces? We have demand and supply as the market forces. Now when it comes to the demand and supply, they both have inverse relation. Okay, that I have told you a lot of time, that demand and supply have inverse relation. And because of this, the economy have different time period, different economic situation. Sometimes we face deflations, maximum number of times we face inflation. We can face recession, crisis, a lot of things are there. And this is just because demand and supply always have an inverse relation. Now, let's say people were demanding goods and services, so you have produced goods and services, it increased your GDP, it increased your economic growth. But due to lack of infrastructure, due to lack of infrastructure, you were not able to make this production available to the end user. End user means your consumer. So what happened, let's say we do not have a all-weather road connectivity, and actually we do not. In certain states like Himachal or Uttarakhand, because of the raining season, we find out that a lot of landslides are there. And there are certain states like the Kerala and all, they have a flood. So for a certain period of time, we are not able to contact them by road. So if you do not have a proper basic infrastructure, that is your connectivity to the from one place to another, if you do not have that, you won't be able to make the good deliver to the end user. And if you are not capable of delivering goods to the end user, then what's the sense of producing more and more goods? If you are not able to deliver, you will decrease your production somehow, because you are not able to make that reach to the end user. You have a stock, you have a pile of stock of your goods and services, so you will reduce production. That reduces your GDP and that reduces your economic growth. Now I think you can understand then infrastructure is a very important aspect for your economic growth as well as development. If we talk about economic development is simply when, because of this increase in GDP, there is a positive changes in the life of human being. We are getting more employments, we are getting more per capita income, we are able to get the literacy rate high, or we are able to be literate, we are able to increase our living standard. All these changes, when you can see these changes just because of the increase in the goods and services, that is the economic development. So infrastructure helps in the economic development of the country as well as economic growth of the country. And that's why it's very important to have a proper infrastructure. And if you remember, at the time of COVID, a lot of companies were saying that we will be removing our manufacturing plants from China and we will establish our manufacturing plant to India. And that was not because the COVID origin is China, but because also that some point of time this issue have been raised. But that was not only the reason, because now India became big market comparative to the China, because we have maximum population now in the world. So that was the reason. But not all manufacturing companies are coming to India. Reason, we are not able to provide them the satisfied infrastructure. If you want to open a manufacturing unit in the country, you need a 24/7 electricity, 24/7 water supply. You need all-weather connectivity by the road, by rail, by airways, every kind of transportation. And that where we actually lack, and that's why not a lot of companies are coming to the country. And as you can see, so it plays a very important role in both of the country's growth and development. Okay, so this was the basic. Now, what is social infrastructure? Social infrastructure is which actually the need of the people. Like having a house is the basic need. When we talk about poverty, so if I am saying I am not poor, how I will be able to say that I am not poor, or how I will be able to say that I am poor? On the basis of my basic needs. And what are the basic needs? Food, shelter, clothes, primary education, clean drinking water, etc. So I need shelter. Shelter is the infrastructure. That's the housing. So housing is your what? Social infrastructure. So there are certain types of infrastructure that helps the people to survive, and that comes under the social infrastructure. Clear? Now, this was the introduction of the chapter. Now, let's move forward to the MCQs. And before moving forward to the MCQ, do make sure after every session, you let me know in the comment section how many answers you have given correct, and be very active in the session, so that whatever you are reading, you will be able to find out by yourself that you are able to understand that concept or not, or how much you remember out of that. Okay, now let's move forward. And the first question we have, which among the following is not a hard infrastructure? So when we talk about infrastructure, there are different types of infrastructure, as I have told you. One of them is hard infrastructure and the soft infrastructure. So when it comes to the hard infrastructure, what actually it is? Hard infrastructure is a type of infrastructure which gives you the physical network in the country that helps you to link the different places with each other. It helps you to make your country a modern industrialist country. So this is what the hard infrastructure is. Like, for example, you have an airport, you have a ports, you have a railways, you have a roadways, etc. You have a national highways, you have a expressways. These are the hard infrastructure that gives you the physical network. Okay. Now, the soft infrastructure is a type of infrastructure which is the necessity, which is required to make the economy keep running. So what kind of infrastructure will help us to keep economy running? Your healthcare sector, your hospitals and all, your school, your financial system, it means the banking system. So they are the soft infrastructure. Okay, so kind of infrastructure which is required to have what? Which is required to make the economy keep running. Now you have options: healthcare, roads, ports and airports. So these three are the part of hard infrastructure. But healthcare is a part of soft infrastructure. That's why the right answer will be A. Okay, that's why your right answer will be A option. That is saying healthcare sector. So you can see answer is A. Now second, also make sure whenever I am taking the session and you're watching it, make sure whatever explanation I am giving you, do read those explanations, do understand those explanations, and remember that maybe there is a chances some question will be asked from the explanation. It is very important. Now next, which among the following is not a green infrastructure? Not a green infrastructure. Now we have wildlife sanctuaries, national highway, bird sanctuaries, tiger reserves. So which among the following is not a green infrastructure? Green infrastructure is an infrastructure which makes you believe or makes you understand the value of nature. And when it relates to the nature, it means it is your national park, your wildlife sanctuary, your biodiversities, your bird sanctuary, your tiger reserves, etc. Okay, so wildlife sanctuary, bird sanctuary, tiger reserve, they are green infrastructure, but not the national highway. National highway gives you the physical network. That's a kind of hard infrastructure. Achha, it's not like the soft infrastructure is not providing you the physical network. It is also doing that now. Healthcare sector, that is also physical. Schools are the physical infrastructure. Your banking is a financial institution is a infrastructure that have a physical existence. But in case of hard infrastructure, we are trying to represent that actually links the places. Okay, so right answer will be B. National highway is not a green infrastructure. Now next question is, globally today India stand dash in renewable energy power capacity, and we want to make renewable energy power capacity a big deal. Reason: climate change. Now what actually the climate change is? Climate change is increase in the temperature. Whenever the increase in the temperature or a long-term changes in the temperature or the weather, we can say, that's a climate change. And renewable energy is a kind of substitute for the fossil fuels. And if you want to remove the use of fossil fuels, that is actually impacting our climate, and then we have to move towards the renewable energy. So what is India's rank in that? So India's rank is 4th in the renewable energy, but this is according to the book that IIBF have given us. Okay, do make sure you remember that these ranks change every time. Hana, it depends when these ranks are providing, annually, biannually, half-yearly, or what duration you are providing that. Accordingly, these ranks changes, but your book have a static data. Hana? And that static data have said that India stand at 4th rank right now in the renewable energy. So right answer will be your C. Next, dash is the core and fundamental goal of the family welfare program in India. So which of the following is the objective of having a family welfare program? And also from the first 5-year plan, India is trying to introduce the family welfare program because this is helpful for what purpose? To make the population management, to control the population. In the first 5-year plan, when we have introduced the family planning program, the objective was to control the population. And as you can see, in January 2023, India is the most populated country. Okay, so the right answer will be your D option. For the population management, we introduced the family welfare programs. Next, we have here the dash is the core and fundamental goal of the Acha. This is we have done. Okay. Now, next question we have, which of the following statement is incorrect about the infrastructure? The incorrect statement about infrastructure. First is saying infrastructure is an important contributor to economic development. All infrastructure facility directly impact the production of goods and services. Infrastructure is required to provide support services, and none of the above. and you have to answer the negative. It means incorrect statement. So first is saying it is important contributor to economic development. That I have told you in the starting of the session. This is the true. Infrastructure is required to provide support services. This is also true. But that's not true that all the infrastructure facilities are directly impact on the production of goods and services. This is not true. Not always it's about the production of goods and services. Okay, so right answer will be B. It's the incorrect statement. Next. Which of the following statement is not a function of primary healthcare? So now the healthcare have been divided into three parts, kind of. Primary healthcare services, secondary healthcare services, and tertiary healthcare services. Primary healthcare service is a service in which the basic healthcare services will be provided to you, like the maternal healthcare, child healthcare, the basic medicines that you need, everything will be in the primary healthcare. Secondary healthcare is a kind of healthcare where you need a advice or consultancy from the specialist, like you are going to the dermatologist, neurologist, gynecologist, etc. And the tertiary healthcare services covers the life-threatening disease treatment, the surgeries, the research and development in your healthcare sector. That's a part of tertiary healthcare services. Now the first is saying primary healthcare is involved in providing essential drug. This is true. Second is saying primary healthcare is involved in spreading education and awareness related to health problem. This is also true. Primary healthcare is involved in promoting proper nutrition. This is also true. But doing research is not a part of primary healthcare. So the right answer will be C, because R&D is a part of your tertiary healthcare. Okay, so the right answer will be your C option. Next. In 1952, Dash became the first country in the world to implement a national program for family welfare. So I have told you in the first 5-year plan, India introduced the family welfare program, that to control the population. Okay, and it happened in the first 5-year plan because the first 5-year plan is started in 1951 till 56. Then the first 5-year plan used to made by the Planning Commission. And it was introduced in 1952. It means the country is India. India was the first country who have implemented national program of family planning to control the population. And the right answer is India. Okay, next. Which of the following statement is true about the social infrastructure? I have just explained what is social infrastructure. So out of electricity, roads and highways, internet and housing, what do you think, which infrastructure is a social infrastructure? Out of these four, which infrastructure is a social infrastructure according to you? A, B, C or D? And the right answer will be your D. That is housing. I have just told you, Hana. Housing is a part of your social infrastructure. Now, from the following, which is not a commercial source of energy. Commercial means the kind of business source of energy out of which you are dealing with the business. Petroleum, coal, electricity or writer. I think it's very easy to answer. The fourth option is not a commercial source of your energy. So the right answer will be your D option. Okay? Next question. Acha, this is all. So now let me know out of those all the questions how many answers you have given correct. Apart from that, also let me know in the comment section, those who are watching the recorded session, like how much you score in the session. Now, as I have told you, and I'm again and again telling you, these sessions are not sufficient to clear the paper. You have to have a proper conceptual understanding. And for that, I will be starting the new batch, that is your Achievers batch. Starting from 8th of December, and I will be coming 9 to 10 p.m. today again on Officer 24/7 with the orientation class of your IE IFS subject. So I'm starting this batch with the IE and IFS subject, right? So that is starting from 9 to 10 p.m. Now, apart from that, we have a Mahapack as well. Acha, on Mahapack, the benefit right now is you get 81% discount plus the double validity. So you will get 1 year validity here. And in case of Lakshya batch, sorry, the Achievers batch, you will get 9 months validity. 9 months validity plus 81% discount will be here. Okay, these are the batches. Now the offering I have told you so many times, like what will be the offering here. Acha, first of all, to enroll in the batch, what you have to do, first you have to download the Adda 24/7 application. Okay, download the application, then go to the exam category. And after downloading the application, what you have to do, you have to go to the exam category. that is JAIIB CIB. So here you will find the exam category JAIIB CIB. Click here. Then go to the JAIIB May 2024, click on the view all option and you will find everything. The Mahapack have double validity. That's the Achiever batch. If you want an individual subject batch, that is also available. You can find all the individual subject batches available, whether it is bilingual or English medium. How to enroll? The process is same. Just click on the product you want to enroll, check the offerings of the product, check the validity, and then click on the buy now option. When you click on the buy now option, the maximum discount you will get by using the code Y496. Click on the apply. When you apply, you will find 80% discount, but 1% additional discount will be there when you purchase the batch from the same code. You will get 81% discount from the same code Y496, but from application. So 1% additional discount is available on the application, and this is how you can enroll in each and every batch. So whatever batch you want to enroll in, just follow the process, use this kind of way, and you will be easily enrolled. And do remember, batch is starting today, 8th of December, 9 to 10 p.m. Our IFS subject will be there. The study plan is available on the application already. So you can check the study plan, and I will see you again today in the orientation class of IFS subject. Okay, so this is all for today. If you have any kind of doubt in the session, you can ask in the comment section. Also, do share the session on your Telegram channel, WhatsApp group, and Facebook group, so that many more and more bankers will be joining us in this session. And be active in all the session. Keep answering your question, and I will see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow, at 9 p.m. today, and tomorrow at 6 a.m. for PPB session. Okay, so this is all for today. Do not forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that all the upcoming sessions notification will be given to you. And thank you everyone. Have a great time.